should be there now. Oops.
Where are we supposed to look? That's what I was asking.
It's really nice. Just look at me.
Okay.
Okay, what is up, everyone? Welcome to day 2 of the Snapdragon Summit After Show. I am so excited to be here in Maui, Hawaii, and today we had a lot of these spotlights where we highlighted and we went in deeper into Snapdragon X Elite, 8 Gen 3, XR, all of the things. So we have some experts here to my left that's going to help kind of dive deeper into these topics. So we have Sara McMurray, Judd Heape, Debra Marich, welcome. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about what you guys do at Qualcomm.
Okay, well, I'm Sara McMurray, and I lead product marketing for our voice and music and Snapdragon Sound business. So I've been working with Bluetooth audio for well over 10 years, and I'm very passionate about making sure that the audio that you get in your earbuds and headphones is the best possible quality it can be.
And my name is Judd Heape. I lead technical product management for camera, computer vision, and video at Qualcomm, which basically means that me and my team control the roadmap for all those technologies.
Awesome. And I'm Debra Marich, and I oversee all Snapdragon product marketing for smartphones, computers, XR wearables, as well as our holistic Snapdragon strategy from a marketing perspective.
Amazing. Okay, well, we have a ton of questions here, but let's just start with you, Sara, and kind of give us an overview on what you talked about during Sound Spotlight today.
Okay, so we talked about our latest and greatest sound platforms, the S7 Pro and the S7, and we have been obviously delivering Bluetooth audio platforms for a very long time now. But these are really going to redefine how you experience wireless sound. So they're packed full of all sorts of premium audio technology, revolutionary new connectivity capability called XPAN, which is enabling micro-power Wi-Fi on your earbuds and headphones, which means that you will be able to experience breakthrough range and audio quality, and really it will help your device get the very best from both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to deliver the right experience for you depending on where you are, what you're doing, and the connectivity conditions around you.
Amazing. And I did have one question for you. It was a really cool demo that we saw where there were concurrent audio streams, and you basically saw a woman who was on a video conference call on her laptop, and she was walking around the house and she could still hear the call, but then she got a call on her phone.
Yep.
And you could still hear the video conferencing call in the background, but she handled her business on the phone, and then it went straight back to the video conference on the laptop. So kind of explain some of the technology that was behind that.
So that's all enabled by our XPAN connectivity, and XPAN stands for Expanded Personal Area Network. So we're enabling, so we've actually optimized Wi-Fi to be used in earbuds, right? Because normally it would be so power intensive that it's not worth the trade-off, right? You get the extended range and quality, but you would have very low battery life. But what we've done is we've taken all of our expertise in Wi-Fi, and we've really looked at solving that problem and enabling Wi-Fi for earbuds and headphones. And XPAN is a connectivity layer that helps really determine which link you use, whether it's Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. And with the Wi-Fi, you obviously have much higher bandwidth, so you're able to do things that aren't capable with Bluetooth. So things like the concurrent audio streams, low latency for spatial audio for gaming. Very, 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 very high quality lossless audio, and it means that you're really getting the best out of your devices. And the cool thing is that the user doesn't have to worry about doing anything or selecting any settings. It will automatically and seamlessly choose the right connectivity option based on what you're doing.
And it can do that live, right?
Yeah.
So there's no interruption of there's a fall off here.
No, it just works.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, Judd.
Yep.
The camera has never been more important to when it comes to buying a smartphone. People care, me too, they care about the camera on their phone. So run us through some of the latest camera features, with the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and then maybe what's like a personal favorite of yours.
Okay. Yeah, Jerry today talked about our hardware features that are new in the 8 Gen 3, as well as some of the new features that have come from some partners. So hardware-wise, it's kind of like numbers. We have improve what we call the cognitive ISP. And so the camera, the ISP knows what it's looking at. So it knows when you're in the scene, hair, skin, fabric, wall, grass, etc. And we moved from 8 of those things that it can identify to 12. So the camera got a lot smarter. It knows more about what's in the scene. The second number is 3. 3 ISPs, so 3 cameras, like on most phones today, have 3 rear cameras. We have improved those pipelines so that they're all the same. So it doesn't matter if the image sensors are different resolutions, if they're HDR or non-HDR. We can switch between them in any order. It doesn't matter. It's totally seamless to the user. And then the last kind of number is 2. We've increased the number of what we call always sensing cameras from 1 to 2. And so Jerry today talked about a use case for that would be if you were making a payment with a QR code and you wanted to authenticate your face at the same time. The rear and front camera, basically, without even waking up the handset, can do that for you.
Cool.
And then as far as some other features that we talked about today are really not thought of as camera at all. It's like one feature from a company called Trinamics was one where you showed you could look at a cookie and see if it was stale or not.
I saw that in real life, so that was
Okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and the cookie had sat there all day, I understood. So, yeah.
So it said it was very stale.
Yeah.
That's what the chart said.
Yeah, so cameras can do stuff beyond what humans can see, and so that's one example. Another example was with mobile physics, where they could look at your skin and see how hydrated you are. And so, or they could even determine if the air quality is good or not. So those are some interesting features coming on cameras in the future that are beyond just what you see visibly.
Yeah, the cookie example blew my mind.
Yeah.
My brain was still on like, how did it do that exactly? And we're definitely going to come back to many camera features, so we'll come back to you, Judd.
Sure.
Deb, talk a little bit about Snapdragon X Elite. Obviously, we got more of a deep dive on that today. I saw a lot of applications that get me excited on stage, but give us a little bit of something more than what we got from the keynote, because you guys dived into numbers today.
Yes.
And specific applications, which is cool.
Absolutely. Well, I'm especially excited about Snapdragon X Elite coming to the market. This is really going to be a quantum leap forward for the entire industry. And one of the things that I talked about a little bit was, mobile phones have been getting all the innovation over the last, 5 or 10 years. And the PC market, it seems like there's a limit. It just has to do what it does. But in today's day, when we are taxing our video conference calling and we're using our sound and camera so much more on these devices, our PC has to be mobile with us. And one of the things that we're doing with Snapdragon X Elite is just bringing a whole new level of disruption to the market and innovating that PC. And so you're going to see a lot of things come with this launch that you just don't expect to get from your PC today, but you should. So I think enterprise, it has a little bit more demand on things, but consumers should expect more from their PC. So some of the applications that you talked about, very, very exciting. I think things like DaVinci Resolve, excellent example of how we can really work with very specific apps and uses that all the consumers want, all those creators want. And we're doing the same thing on the enterprise side. So I think for these consumers and the enterprises that are really going to be interested in this game-changing performance that we're going to deliver and have been talking about for 2 days, I think they're going to be really excited to see Snapdragon X Elite come to the market.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it was great to see a presence from Blackmagic Design up there, because I am in DaVinci Resolve every single day, and I am using those features like Magic Mask and some of the really cool audio features, and obviously AI is huge in their applications, so they're able to utilize a lot of Snapdragon's technology, and so I love to see that. I always love to see that. Okay, Sarah, so let's say hypothetically someone's making a trip from Northern Ireland to Hawaii. Talk about some...
I have a question for you.
Yes.
How long did it take me to get here? It's a very long trip.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to say 16 hours.
Nope.
Longer than 16 hours?
It was 36 hours door to door.
Oh.
So I'm very tired right now.
Okay, so when you mentioned jet lag earlier,
Yeah,
you were
I mean it.
joking.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm
well,
really not
I'm glad
joking.
you made it with us
I'm
here.
really not joking. I'm still awake. That's the main
Oh
thing.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so I imagine there's a few things when it comes to mobile devices or even your laptop that's important on such a long journey.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I think for me, I think some of the innovations and some of the technology that has helped me are things like, so I always have my earbuds with me. So I actually, on this trip, got to try the new Bose Quiet Comfort earbuds, which use our previous generation S5 Gen 2 platform and our Snapdragon sound technology. And what was really cool about them is that they have amazing ANC, so I was able to kind of zone out on the plane, not hear a thing, chill out, get some sleep. And also, you know, the voice pickup, the voice call quality was amazing. So I was still working with the team while I was traveling here, finalizing all the last pieces. So that was amazing. And I think just generally, like across all of our platforms, battery life has improved so much that I'm not like running around the airports because I traveled through 3 airports to get here.
Oh, I'm surprised you got here with travel right now.
Not running around looking for chargers. So really just kind of that ease of like not having to think or worry about the tech, that it just works. It delivers all of these, you know, amazing experiences that I need, whether I'm relaxing, whether I'm working, whether I'm trying to get some sleep on the plane, and it just makes your life that little bit easier.
Definitely. Wow. I was complaining about a 5-hour flight from LA, so I feel terrible now. Yeah, that's amazing. I think a lot of, you know, what people are talking about is, okay, you don't have to sacrifice power with a lot of these things, but you maintain the battery life, which is such a huge part of that.
Yeah, and that's kind of like with what we talked about today and the S7 platforms, like that was always there's a trade-off, right? But with the S7 platforms, there now is no trade-off, so you can, you know, get the best of both worlds, and you're getting that, you know, amazing audio quality. You know, you're hearing your music exactly as the artist intended, and you're getting all of those concurrent audio streams that you're not making any sacrifice when it comes to battery life. And I think that's really important.
Definitely, yeah. Judd, no, you didn't answer. What is your favorite?
Yes, you're right.
Camera feature coming up, and then I have a few questions of my own.
Okay, so my favorite, which is actually one that kind of was conceived one way and ended up a different way, is the vlogger's view feature that Jerry showed this morning. And the slide didn't really do it justice. The idea for that feature was use both cameras front and rear at the same time. And when my wife and I say we go, you know, out somewhere, we try to do like a selfie, I have to have like a super long arm, right? So I thought, what if you could do a selfie, but then also use the back camera at the same time and take a picture of a group of people and mix yourself together? And that was the idea. But then we said, oh, what if we could do it with video, do it live? And so now, instead of having, you know, 2 cameras running, which is normal, in picture, it just puts you in the scene with no just segmentation. It just pulls you out as your body shape. There's no like box in another box. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's a cool feature, and I hope a lot of people enjoy that one.
Yeah, no, I got to try that, and it worked very well.
Good.
Because I had a big set behind me that I didn't need, and I just wanted to show beautiful Hawaii out, you know, and it did perfect.
Yep.
It wasn't distracting at all because it was just me. So it works very well, and it's both of them can shoot 4K 30, correct?
Yeah, right.
Which is pretty big too.
Yep.
So I don't know if this was actually mentioned from the stage, but during some of the briefings, they mentioned TruePic and how it's kind of this next gen of XF info. And if you're a photographer out there, you know what that is. It's essentially you take a picture with either a phone, a DSLR, and when you import it into Lightroom or another application, you basically see all of this information, the f-stop of your lens, you know, how many megabytes the picture is. You have all this information. And what's so interesting about this new AI future that we're going to live in is you can do a lot of cool stuff with AI, but that means that there's going to be this new world. Is this real or is this AI?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about TruePic and how that is going to, it's not like a problem, but it kind of is solving something that will need to be solved for, you know?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, JPEG images and other file formats have had this EXIF data for a while, and it tells you all kinds of cool stuff, but it doesn't tell you if the image is real or not.
Right.
Right? It doesn't, I mean, and that's, like I said, it's gonna be a problem, right? Was this, look at an image, did someone create that, or is that actually a real image? So TruePic is a company that we're working with to actually try to give you what's called image provenance. Where did it come from? Who shot it? What time was it? Where was it shot? Is it real? Is it AI modified? Is it AI generated? And they do this through a standard called C2PA, which is a cryptographic standard that also is like EXIF data. It goes into the metadata of the file, And doesn't matter where that file goes, if you bring it into an editing tool and change it, if you text it to someone, it goes with the file. So that image or that AI generated image will have its history throughout the entire chain of what happened to it. So eventually, you want to live in a world where you can browse on social media and see immediately with that logo on the image if it's real or if it's, who knows, it's not signed at all, right?
See the chain.
And then you start to then say, okay, I can trust this and I can't trust that. And I think that's where we need to get. And part of what Ziad talked about today, was all these cool AI features, like you said. And it's going to get a little scary, to be honest, and so we wanted, as Qualcomm, not just to take the step with AI at the edge, but also take the step with responsible AI and make sure that as we're doing this, we're putting some responsibility behind it, and that's why we partnered with TruePic.
Yeah, so cool. Deb, so obviously we're talking a lot about Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, all very exciting things, but what do you think is the most important thing that is going to change the future of smartphones when it comes to this new processor?
I am super excited about the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and I think we've talked a lot about AI. And I think today there is a perception that AI is really about generating an image or generating text to image, image to image. But I think AI is so much more than that. And I think what's really important is how it's going to make your life easier. And I think doing it on device is going to make it more personal. So personally, when I have private information, I'd rather have it on my device than up in the cloud. There is a purpose for both, but my personal stuff and my device understanding me, this is something that is going to be brand new with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. And I think that personalization that you're going to get, the understanding of what you might like. I can't tell you how many times AI has recommended something to me that isn't relevant, right? And that's fine, but I can't wait for it to recommend relevant things to me to help plan a vacation itinerary with things that I might like to do. So for me, 8 Gen 3 is all about that. We call it the Titan of on-device AI for a reason. And I think it's bigger than what people are thinking AI is, because people today think it's image generation, and it is so much more than that. Yeah. It's really making your life easy. Whether it is planning something for work, planning something for fun, having that inference on the device is going to just really change people's lives. I like to think about it as I won't go back far as when we put camera on smartphones, but when we first put TV onto a smartphone or a TV show, people were like, nobody's going to watch a show on your TV, not on your phone. Now everybody's laughing, right? They do all of their entertainment on it. So I think this is the change that's coming with AI in terms of personalizing your data and your life and making things easier for you along the way.
That was beautifully said. Another thing that we saw from the stage today was Snapdragon's XR technology. Yeah. And I got to see one of those demos in real life here in Maui. And it was really cool because I put on the AR glasses, and in real time I saw my body doing the squats, but also the phone was tracking me, and that's how I could see that. Yes. And so in real time I was getting feedback, and those glasses are able to be that light because the processing power can obviously be split in between the glasses and the phone, right? And yes. that's super powerful. So talk a little bit about what that means, not just for like fitness applications, but all of these other applications that are going to come with that technology. Absolutely.
I mean, I think we showcased it in fitness because when you can understand that the glasses have enough cameras and perception capability to track whether you're doing the muscle movement right. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is exciting, right? Mm-hmm. Now we can do that home fitness, but we're doing it with an understanding whether we're doing it right or not right. So there really are, even beyond fitness, an endless opportunity of things that can be done. And we announced a bunch of companies that are starting to do these lighter weight glasses. So while VR is immersive and fun, and there's some really exciting things about it, and you probably saw some of the VR mm-hmm. as well, these AR applications, which the glasses are so lightweight, and to your point, when you can distribute the processing, it just makes the experience that much better, but you're a heads up. You can be heads up in the world and see some directions or do your workout, and these are things that are coming and are super exciting from an XR perspective. Yeah. And I mean, me personally, it's going to be way easier to work out with those glasses than a big VR headset. Absolutely.
Which there's time and place for everything.
Yes.
But sometimes when you're on hour 2 of playing lightsaber, It tends to be a lot. Okay, so I think we have some questions from Discord, which you guys got very technical, and I applaud you for that. We're not going to go into all of them, but I hear that there's going to be someone in that Discord answering those technical questions shortly, but we did pick some here. So we will start with, will Snapdragon X Elite be aimed for both Android tablets and Windows, or is it just aimed towards Windows only?
That's a great question. So we're definitely have the capabilities to expand to a lot of different platforms. However, we are currently focused on Windows. That is our current launch strategy. But you will find our compute platforms in tablets and other devices as well.
Awesome. Okay. I see 45 tops advertised in product briefs / the press for Hexagon NPU, but how is the 75 tops for the system defined?
I think that's actually a great question, and it comes back to our core expertise, which is heterogeneous computing. So we have a super strong NPU, and that does 45 tops, which is 4 times most competitors. However, when you put our system on a chip together and you combine the computing from the CPU and the NPU and the GPU, you can also get up to 75 tops. Now you're 7 times what others are doing. And that is what we're good at. That's what Snapdragon is known for, is that heterogeneous computing. We know where to put which workload when it needs to be on the CPU, when it needs to be on the GPU, when to offload it to the NPU, and that gives us our power efficiency. So the 75 tops is actually a really great question because that's our full system chip. Where the 45 tops is just talking about one piece of it, which is phenomenal, and that's the difference between the two.
Amazing. Okay, so a question about Snapdragon Seamless. So for tech like Seamless, will this just work with chips that support it, or will OEMs need to include support manually?
Seamless it's a great question. So across the board, Seamless is more of a framework that is opening up access to everyone. So we are often a horizontal enabler, and this is one of those systems where we want to provide a framework for every device to work together, and so it will just work. They'll be able to tap into it and connect, a different brand mobile device to a different brand computer. And I think it is really important, and it is catching on, and it's a framework for us. It is not a product. It is basically a service offering for us to really support the whole Android ecosystem.
Love it. In the same line of thinking, I guess maybe a more technical question about incorporating some of these camera features. Some of my favorite ones was like video object eraser, where you can basically say, oh, I don't want that person in my video, so essentially let's just Photoshop it out. But what makes that so special with video is the camera's moving, so it has to continually change that. It's not as simple as a photo. So features like that seem very technical. So is something like that just a feature that OEMs can then use, or is that again something that they need to figure out how to plug and play with their own systems? Or
That feature comes from a partner company called ArcSoft.
Okay.
And so, we're demonstrating this on 8 Gen 3, but any OEM can engage with ArcSoft and basically put that feature on their handset. That'll be available probably sometime mid-2024.
which is,
Come around the
stuff
corner.
like that
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah, it is, and it's a huge. What you said is a huge difference between photograph is easy, but when you're doing video, it can be thousands of photographs essentially in sequence. So it's a much harder problem.
Right, and then I guess the power of 8 Gen 3,
Exactly.
you're going to be able to do that without the phone burning your hands
Exactly.
or whatever. It's going to be able to do it with saving some battery life. Okay, amazing. Do we have any other questions or any other input that you guys would like to shout out? Maybe a feature we didn't mention or something that, I would like to dive deeper even beyond Spotlight. You guys had some really good answers.
Please start.
I have another one. So we talked about TruePic. We talked about the vlogger's view. The other feature that I really think is cool, maybe you saw it, I think they set it up today, is the low light video, what we're calling night vision.
Yes.
Night vision,
Yes.
with a company called Visionary AI. The demo here in Hawaii, actually, we put the camera in a box and closed the box, and it's got some stuff in the box that's moving around. We compare it against the leading smartphone, and the image is almost black. And with our smartphone with running this technology. It's an AI technology, by the way. You see color, you see movement, you see very little smearing, and it's being shot at 4K and upconverted to 4K 60. So gone are the days where when you go outside at night and you want to shoot a video, your camera drops down to like 25 frames per second. We don't have to do any of that. Well, like Jerry said in the presentation today, this basically ends the discussion on low light. There is no other technology anywhere that can do low light like we're doing on 8 Gen 3.
Right. And the demo that I did see is its actual color, which what enables that versus what we're used to seeing the green, the green night vision.
Yeah, if you think about vision, you think of like the military goggles that are green and all that. Yeah, using infrared.
Yeah.
I think green is just kind of a legacy thing because the displays were green.
Right.
But and the problem with nighttime video and even photography is that it's noisy, and to remove noise, a lot of times cameras will desaturate the color. They'll turn it'll trend toward black and white.
Right.
But with this AI technology, again, the camera ISP cooperating with the AI engine, we're able to maintain full color, and you would never even know it's at night. It's that amazing.
Yeah. No, it looked great. Okay, anything else?
I think just kind of as I think about, like, I've been working with audio for a very long time, and we talked a lot today about the X-band and connectivity and the capabilities there, but just in general, how powerful these platforms are compared to our previous generations and what our customers are going to be able to enable on them and all of that innovation. And I think, when I talk to our product team, they're saying like our customers are going to do things that we probably haven't even thought of yet. And I just think that's really exciting. And I think we're at a tipping point in terms of the capability of these devices, and I'm looking forward to see what our customers do with them.
Totally. Love it. Amazing. Well, thank you everyone for joining today. That is all the time we have for day 2 of the Snapdragon Summit After Show. Make sure to join for our 3rd and final day tomorrow, which I believe is happening during the luau. So I will be outside. I have a special Hawaii shirt that I bought, so I'm very excited. And that will be live on Snapdragon's Instagram. So make sure to tune in for that 7:30 p.m. Pacific on Instagram Live. And I will be talking to many Snapdragon insiders. So the IG is Snapdragon Official for that special broadcast. So thank you all so much for joining, and until tomorrow, I was going to say my YouTube outro, and then stay peachy. Okay. I went into YouTube. Okay.